Congratulations! You finished your track and you now have reached the point of an important decision. Do you want to release it on a label or are you going to release it yourself? You see, releasing your music on a label isn't the standard go-to option anymore. The reason for this is that it has become easier to release it yourself throughout distributors online, and since labels don't always add value to your release anymore, this might be a better choice for your release. Now, that's something that has changed in the last few years. I won't really go deep into that specific subject right now, but if you're interested to know more about the reason why sometimes it's better to release something by yourself, check this video. Let's say you've chosen to release it through a label. What's your next step? How are you going to reach out to them? What's going to make you stand out of the crowd? In this article, I want to go deeper into the mind of a label. What is a label exactly looking for and what can you do to get signed? We've reached a point where mailboxes are being ignored and most of the music actually gets signed through a label-owned network. One of the reasons for this is that the quality of the music, unfortunately, isn't at its highest level at this moment. A lot of the music sounds the same and a lot of musicians are copying each other. You might say there's a lack of uniqueness in the music industry. Why do you think artists like Oliver Heldens, Don Diablo and Martin Garrix are doing so well? Exactly. They have their own sound. They've created something no one else did. Now, that brings us to the first thing that labels are always looking for: uniqueness. They aren't looking for a next Hardwell or Martin Garrix lookalike. They're looking for something new. And to quote Barney Stinson here, new is always better. Being unique isn't easy. That's why there are so few artists who actually are successful in their musical career. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to make a living out of music if you're not unique. I'm saying that creating something unique will make things easier for you. One of the things that labels are also looking for is a long-term relationship. They don't want to be that one-night stand where you've just released one single and left without leaving your phone number. They want to build an actual relationship where you can both trust each other and build a future together. There's a few reasons why labels are more interested in long-term relationships than they are in short-term relationships. One of them is investing. Question: did you ever bought a $200 bracelet for your first date? Probably not. And why didn't you? That's how labels think about investing in your career as well. If you released one single and they're not sure if you will stay with them after it's being released, they will probably not invest that much time or money into your release. If you can give them some kind of security that you will stick around for a longer period, they might be open to talk about possible investments. Now, sticking around for a longer period means agreeing on a few options in your agreement or signing a deal for a certain amount of time. If a label is going to invest in your career, they would like to see something in return as well. And that something probably is a return of investment, also known as profit. Since most releases don't make that much profit anymore in today's music industry, the label would like to have a lower risk by signing more of your tracks. Now, why do labels think about money when it's all about the music? Because it's a business as well, and businesses need to make profit. The creative part is really important in this industry, but the money part will never be forgotten. Remember, music is a business and business means money. Since we're talking about money anyway, let's dive a bit deeper into this. Labels are looking for something that is sellable. I know that by saying this, a lot of people will disagree with me, but I'm pretty sure that if your label doesn't want to make as much money as possible on your release, you might want to look for another label. Why did I say that? Because more money means a more successful release. And isn't that what you're aiming for? Let's break this down. What does sellable actually means? It means that your product, your music, is so good that people are actually willing to spend money on it. So when is your track good enough for people to spend their money on it? The answer is simple. If they like the track on its own, or if they are a huge fan of the artist brand. One thing that a lot of creatives are wrong in is that they think that they are the ones who decide if their track is good enough. Wrong. The audience will decide that for you. The strongest point of a good label should be knowing their audience. They pick music from which they think their audience will like it. So why is it so important for them that their audience likes it? That's because the audience are the people who are spending their money on it and are responsible for the label's profit. Music is a business, and business means money, remember? Another thing that labels are also interested in is the fan base that you are taking with you. The reason for this is that the bigger the fan base, the easier it gets to sell the track and create more awareness. You are actually making their job easier if you bring a big crowd. It's really hard to, or maybe even impossible, to persuade someone who really isn't interested or doesn't even know your music into buying or streaming your music. If you bring a fan base, you actually bring customers who are already 100% interested in their product, aka your release. And bringing customers who are already interested in buying your music means more money for the label and an easier job to make the track successful. Besides earning more money and having a more successful release, it's also about promotion of their own brand. You might consider releasing your music on a label as a collaboration in some kind of way. You see, you are both interested in getting a bigger reach by using each other's channels. You are both interested to get more followers by using each other's channels. And you are both interested in creating more sales. This actually all happens when you release your music on a label. You will both promote each other, grow your audience, and get more sales if you combine forces. Now that you know what labels are looking for, what can you do as an artist to increase the chance to getting signed? You should create your own sound and be unique. Be open to a long-term relationship with a label if they are able to add value to releases, and understand that music is a business and your release needs to make a profit. Last but not least, bring a fan base. Now that I've told you a little bit about what labels are looking for, I would love to hear more about your experiences with this. Please leave a comment what you think about this video and what your own experiences are. See you guys next time.